just a game. We'll play the part, but it won't be the same. They have a habit overcharging, forcing the hand into a plea bargain. Offered up a plea deal, but I didn't do it for real. Turn the world against me, but I just wanna be free. I've got the facts, they've got the lies. Motion denied. They say they've got so much evidence. Trace DNA is taking precedence over unknown blood found at the scene. I think it's time someone just came clean. Offered up a plea deal, but I didn't do it for real. Turn the world against me, but I just wanna be free. I've got the facts, they've got the lies. Motion denied. Been sentenced to death. I'm not a bad guy, not holding my breath. Rather do life than offered up a plea deal, but I didn't do it for real. Turn the world against me, but I just wanna be free. I've got the facts, they've got the lies. Motion the night, motion the night, motion the night, motion the night. The devil's advocates whisper in the hall, where justice wears a mask and truth begins to fall. Every thread they pull, every lie they weave, in the courtroom's dance, who's left to believe? Oh, the devil's in the details, hiding in plain sight, innocent until the gavel steals the light. True crime echoes through the hollow night, fighting injustice with no end. The devil's in the details, hiding in plain sight, innocent until the gavel steals the light. True crime echoes through the hollow night, fighting injustice with no end in sight. A photograph fades where the truth once stood, blurred lines between the bad and the good. The scales they tilt with every silver tongue, while the broken cry for a song unsung. Black robes sway
All right. Welcome to Crimes After Dark. Looks like we're good to go. By the way, as a serious note, as we start the show tonight, it is a miracle that we're all here today. Or actually, not all of us are here. If you had any clue, and no, even though I like the details, the devil's not going to be in the details when it comes to our personal lives. Our whole show, everybody's got some shit going on in their life. It's amazing that we have a show put together, but that's how dedicated we are to being here. So thank you for being here with us on the Crimes After Dark show. Just drama shit and all kinds of crazy shit going on behind the scenes. And like I said, it's just, please appreciate how dedicated people are to making this show come off, because everybody's got their own shit going on right now. And it's a crazy time for all of us. But here we go on another Crimes After Dark show. We're going to have one of our panelists maybe a little late, which kind of throws us all off, because one who does all of our monologues usually to get us kicked off is going to be late, I believe, but he should be here. But the rest of the panel, Logan also from BRONX Tales is not going to be on tonight. She has her own thing going on right now. It's not super drama, but she can't make it tonight, unfortunately. So we're all over the place. We will assemble what we can. What is the Power Rangers assemble? I don't know. Freaking know that's the Autobots. Fuck, I don't know. Anyways, whatever the case may be, let's kick this sucker off. Dago, how are you doing this evening? And you're muted, by the way. Don't forget to unmute yourself.
Forget about it. I'm good. How are you? Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Is it St. Patrick's Day?
It is St. Patrick's Day.
I thought that was the 16th. But
no, that would have been yesterday, but today's St. Patrick's Day.
All right. Well, I'm glad that we got that corrected. Like I kind of like St. Patty's Day, but I have no green on right now, so I guess I'm gonna have somebody pinch me at some point. Is that the tradition on St. Patty's Day?
I think so. Yeah, no green either. I couldn't find it today. I have a shirt for this, and no, I couldn't find it. So you get white. So
yeah. Well, unfortunately, nobody pinches my ass anymore when I don't wear green. But
see, I get it all day long.
Nice. Well, somebody still cares, I guess.
I guess that means that. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, anything going on? What'd you do today for lives and all that good stuff?
We did go back over, like I said last night. We went over the first part of the crime scene photographs in Idaho. Eddie, the one guy that's very active in our channel, had never seen him. He took a 4-month break, and a lot of new people showed up in the community too, haven't seen him. So we thought we should go back over them again and look for things we maybe didn't see, things that may have changed since we first saw him, stuff like that. So that's what we did today, is we covered those photographs and broke down some conversation pieces that came out of seeing those. One of the big deals was, of course, as we were going through, they spent a lot of time. You pointed out, I even brought you up in there. They spent a lot of time in Kaylee's room for some weird reason in the photographs, and a long time. And it's like, as they're doing it, we're going through these photographs, and I'm pointing out, like, everything this girl seems to own is in this room. I thought she moved out, and it's like,
right.
Why was this narrative put out there the way it was? Because it doesn't, to me, at all look like she moved out. And then we got into conversating about other things and untruths and things that were misdirected, and just it was a good conversation. So yes, that's what we did.
Cool. And I wouldn't mind, not that we have to, but I wouldn't mind readdressing that as well. The why they spent so much time in her room and whether she had moved out. I'd love to talk about that as the panel tonight. So if you want to get into that, we can.
Absolutely.
Also, keep in mind, because we're a little light on panels, this is a great night for people to come up on stage and interact with us and ask questions, comments. Keep your comments, of course, polite. Don't come up here just to shit on us. But anyways, that doesn't usuly happen anyways. No, but anyways, this is a great night for call-ins to come up. So, all right, let's get Robin up on screen. Backstage next. You were in mid-sentence when I put you on screen. What's going on?
Hello. How goes it? Oh, living the dream over here.
You're changing your wallpaper almost daily.
Awesome.
Well, I just thought I would just be a little spiffy. The only thing is, over here at my head, it makes me look like I have a big old dent.
You did, unfortunately, you have to invest in a really good green screen setup, because otherwise
Dago told me a trick, so I'm going to try that and see if. Otherwise, I think it looks pretty good, but it's just I have a big old.
See, the only thing I'm thinking, not to get all technical on here, but see how like even at the edges of his head, there's kind of some like feathering and stuff like that. But I don't have that going on because I don't know. So like I think there's two different ways to do it, and one way leaves that kind of feathering effect when you move around. So the more and I'm a mover, like I move I used to have that ghosting between the fingers, would show all that shit between the fingers and stuff when I do it. Yeah, like that.
Yeah,
like that shit. Yeah. Anyways, anything exciting you want to talk about in your life today, Robin?
Nope.
What about Essie's surgery? Is it,
yeah, tomorrow is, if I will ask for prayers, good vibes, positive energy, whatever it is you like to send out to the universe. She has her surgery tomorrow. It's 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. So if you're of that variety, and anything is helpful. So but we feel confident. She has a great surgeon. Dago, you're like freaking me out here. You're blind to me. But no, so it's very much appreciated. Oh, thank you. Lex Green says they liked my background from last night too. So I'll change it up, off and on here.
And of course, we would definitely keep Essie in our thoughts and prayers, and all of us in all the communities believe will. So yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
For sure. There's blood on Kaylee's bed. Oh, I saw Essie's comment. I thought she was going to be talking about the surgery, and she's like, "There's blood on Kaylee's bed." Oh, so there you go. That was completely different. It's nothing to do with the surgery. There's no blood on any bed when it comes to the surgery. Anyways, let's get JJ from State of the Deep up here. It looks like we're not going to get one in time for a monologue, so we may just have to kick it. Old stuff. What's up, JJ?
Hi, everybody. How you guys doing?
Hello.
Hello, sir.
What's up, denizens, meatballs, mods? I think that I am under the spell of a serious CIA operation because I've posted 4 comments in the chat and they immediately disappear after I post them.
I've heard that all day today. That's been happening all day to
happening all day in my chat too.
They disappear in my immediately just disappear off the screen.
It's not just you. It's not just you. I'm telling you, a lot of people have been saying that to me today as well.
I had like 4 people in my stream earlier that were complaining because their comments were getting yanked before they could even put them out.
Interesting.
So, I don't know if that's a glitch in the matrix or YouTube changing their aggressiveness of their AI moderation tools or whatever. In the one case where I happened to somebody that I knew, they were using a word potentially that could have been getting banned and pulled. So I don't, if it was completely innocuous, then I would say it's a glitch. If it's a word that you think maybe they're getting more aggressive.
I posted a few comments. Hi, everyone.
That shouldn't be pulled. Yeah.
No.
I threw up the horns. That immediately disappeared. Then I said,
I see your comments.
Yeah, they're on my screen. They completely
I see them
disappear.
It might be a glitch on your side, weird. Then, JJ.
It must be on your side then.
Yeah, because
I am known to talk about certain things that probably has gotten me on a few lists.
Oh,
so.
When you work for the CIA, you have those problems to worry about.
I guess they don't want me speaking about some of that declassified, or rather the stuff that's still classified.
I don't know if this is the same person, but one of the people in our chat, and it may be 2 people have said it recently, had said they saw you on the replay with the custody queens and were really impressed with your conversation with the custody queens.
Yeah.
So good job on that. I think I've heard it more than once now. So good job.
You did a great job over there, brother.
Thanks. That was fun. Like they let me loose. I kind of told them I wanted to be, cautious about what I spoke about because, it's not my stream. You want to be make sure you don't get anybody in trouble or anything.
Right. And the CIA limits what you can say anyways when you're talking.
Yeah. So I just tried to keep it cool and it was fun. I had a good time chatting.
Do you get Do you get like a checklist, JJ, from work? Like they're like, listen, this is what you can talk about. This is what you can't talk about before you.
Yeah, and if I violate the list, then I have to have a sit down with the director, and that's not good.
No, that would be bad. I can imagine. So yeah.
Yeah, my handlers don't like when I go off script.
I figured.
Yeah.
I figured.
So,
Uh,
but yeah,
I got a
thank
whole.
you. I appreciate it. It was fun.
All serious aside, when I had a clearance, you know, I had to learn how to deal with those questions of people saying, "Hey, it's been released that this was in the government files," whatever, and you know, the whole, like, you know, no comment kind of thing. Like, I got to learn how to properly respond to, so that you're not acknowledging with your response whether or not that is
Right.
true or not. I'm like, well, that's very interesting that you saw that. I don't know what to say about that. You know, like, you know. Well, is it true? I don't know. Like,
Absolutely.
it's weird that would be out there if that was, but isn't it?
Yeah, I saw that. I have to say there was one comment. Most of the comments in the comments of the Custody Queens video, because I didn't watch it till the following day, you know, because I had a gig and stuff, and by the time I got home, I was wiped out. But somebody commented like, "I don't know about this JJ guy," and they started like going off on me, and I was just like, "Oh, I'm so proud."
That's hilarious. Well, look, we have no monologue, so we're right in it. Did you put a link out there, Robin, for anybody to join us if they want to join us on stage?
I will do it right now, sir.
And maybe
Right
Dago
now.
can fire that or copy it if you
Thank
put it in the private chat, so he can get it on his side if they want to. This would be a good night for anybody to come up. We have no set topic. We have a short panel. We don't have our long intro, or monologue. So, and he better get in here for movie trivia, because I need to redeem myself. I think I lost the last one. So, but anyways, so anything on your guys' mind as far as stories of the day, news of the weird, anything like that? It's been relatively slow today.
you.
I mean, there's always crazy stuff going on. You know, I don't get my information from the mainstream media, but you know, there's plenty of stuff online that's going crazy in the world.
There is I think this is new. I just got the information earlier. There seems to be a new lawsuit that has been filed against Moscow police and anybody involved within that, from what we read earlier. And they are being sued for not releasing the records. And the plaintiffs in the case, the ones suing them, are Stacy Chapin and Karen Laramie and all of them, because the way we read it, this is how it sounded: that Moscow PD will not release any of the records from the case to them that they need to use in the lawsuit.
Oh, in the lawsuit for the WSU lawsuit.
Yeah. So
how interesting is that? And by the way,
Very.
you bring up a good point. We assembled a war chest to go after public records requests, and it's dawned on me, Moscow has completely stopped responding to me. They're not responding to anything. They're just I've got a ton of requests in, and they used to respond back with, you know, no, or pay us $20,000. Now they're just not responding at all.
They shut
Not
it down.
at all. Yeah,
that's what it looks like. They shut it down. I've been ignored, and I told you guys, like, I had 4 that I put out, completely ignored. Not even the "we cannot complete your request at this point" thing. No.
So I think I'm talking out loud, but now I feel like we need to get some kind of class action group together to sue them for violating public records. They can't just stonewall people. That's not fucking. That's typically not legal. And so I think somebody needs to push back and say, you're violating the law, ignoring every motherfucker that's out there submitting public records requests. So we're gonna sue you. So I feel like I think it's at that time.
And that's what I think is going on with this over here. So here's my thing: like, are they hiding something now?
Right, for sure.
Something, yeah. And I think they're realizing that people are realizing that things that we have seen from the stuff that's been FOIA'd, now we have a problem. Agreed. So, yeah, I agree.
So Cat Farm, here's the thing. Cat Farm asks, is it not legal for them to respond? So let me clarify. So there's a weird nuance. So public records requests generally are something that they need to respond to. There's every single state, I think, has laws about them having to respond to properly requested public records requests. However, there's a little catch that basically says if a person doesn't ask properly, some states allows entities to ignore the request entirely rather than explain what you didn't say right. So they might be hiding behind the, well, you didn't format your letter right, so we're just going to, because we're allowed to just flat out ignore you. Like, we don't have to spend time on postage telling you that you didn't know how to ask the question. So that might be the bullshit they're going. But generally speaking, they must respond to public records requests, and they must put in writing why they won't respond to you. That's the kicker. Not only can they not just say no, but if they say no, they need to cite the law in which they're saying no under, because those records are open to the public. And so if they say no, they have to tell you the exemption they're using to say no. They're just ignoring people, and that should be illegal.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
And Jamie Sue.
Thank you, Jamie Sue, for the gift, real quick.
Yeah, thank you. Happy Patty Day.
And thank you, Moto Man, for the super chat. It says, are they hiding behind the leak investigation? That's a good question, sir.
Even so, they should take the fucking time to write a response and say, due to an ongoing investigation or due to a gag order, we can't really, they need to cite the reason why they're not responding. They can't just stonewall people, which I should say they can't, but they are stonewalling people, but it shouldn't be legal. And we need to find the actual way to push back.
Agreed.
They're just assholery at this point. They're getting tired of public records requests, so they just decided we'll just deal with it by not responding anymore.
I think they're getting nervous.
I'm sure they're getting nervous. Yeah.
There's something's coming. Yeah. I told you guys something's about to hit the fan, and I think this is part of it.
And even if they, let's say in that hypothetical world that Brian Koberger is getting ready to file post-conviction relief and they know it, I would imagine if they know that that's coming, that they're going to say, hey, look, we can't release any more information because there's more litigation coming. But they still need to tell people that. They still need to put it in writing. We can't respond because there's ongoing litigation, or we're aware of ongoing or expecting.
Yeah.
Like, they need to put something in writing to let people know why they're ignoring people. They're just flat out fucking ignoring people at this point. And I feel like somebody at the high up, and like the chief Dallinger or whatever now, probably told them, stop responding to people. And that's great and dandy until someone figures out a way to push back and say, you can't legally just fucking ignore people. You have to at least put on letterhead while you're doing it.
Cat Barn probably
and it
right.
doesn't it doesn't help right now that Idaho is doing the whole thing of making it harder and harder for people to get their FOIA requests approved. There was that article, was what, a couple months ago or whatever, about them trying to change the law so that they don't have to respond. So that might be what they're thinking is, oh wait, we're not just going to respond until,
Yeah. No.
So
this is gonna get ugly. It's gonna get ugly.
Yeah.
I agree with Cat Farm. They're busy shredding everything and wiping their computers, right?
And what sucks is I don't want to, and I don't have the time to be an activist, but part of me is like, this is where somebody needs to get a petition going and out on the streets and getting signatures to put before Congress in Idaho, a law that says you can't just fucking ignore the citizens of your state. You need to respond to your public records. And if we have to draft new legislation that forces you to respond, we will. But that requires activism. It requires somebody to get mad enough to do it and assemble a group of people and start putting signatures out there and getting it on the ballot to vote, to say, and it just takes forever. And I think they know most people just don't have the energy and time to do that shit.
Right. Agreed. Truly.
That's
funny. That is funny.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help it.
I don't have a clue what I'm doing in there either.
But hey, starting a Substack is always good. So
I started the Substack, and then I found it was a chore because I love to write, but it's a chore to write articles all the time, and it's just like,
well, I hate the UI of Substack.
It sucks. The UI
every
sucks.
time I go on there, I'm like, where there's comments and there's posts, and I'm like, I'll post something as a post, and then I look and I can't find it anywhere when I go back. I do not like the UI of Substack at all. I think it's terrible.
Tell me about A.R. Hayes' latest video. I didn't even know he was doing videos. I see him pop in from time to time, but is he still putting out new content? What did he do?
I didn't know. He said he was like done, but I think every now and again he might, but I haven't seen it. I'm looking right now. 1 minute.
So some people in here have seen. They say I kind of sort of watch AR. AR put a new video out.
Did anybody watch Harsh's video today?
No. What did he do today?
He did a couple, but I caught one of them earlier where he was talking about Steve Gonzalez talking to Jesse Weber.
Yeah.
And
Slip
Harsh goes pretty hard. Like when he gets into it, like he was just ripping on him that, well, you guys have turned into freaking social media influencers. Like he was kind of talking about how
The
they,
Gonzalez family. Yeah.
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 And he was going pretty hard about some of the, basically pushing back on what was being said,
right.
essentially. And he's just funny because he's so like deadpan and sarcastic.
Very blunt. Is it?
Yeah.
I like Harsh.
Yeah, it was just kind of funny because he was responding to what Steve was saying with Jesse Weber.
Yeah, about
I
the
mean-
whole thing about basically in regards to the targets being Maddie and Xana basically and all that kind of stuff is what it was in reference to start with. So Harsh is awesome because he doesn't hold no bones. He just says what he says. It is what it is. If you don't like
Yep.
it, oh well. That's
Oh,
how it is.
he just says "fuck off." He
Yeah,
just
I love it.
Yep.
He literally does. He literally
If
says,
he-
"Fuck off."
I love when he does it too. It's like, and if you don't like me, fuck off. I love
yeah,
it.
he gives zero fucks, man. He just
Right.
Yeah.
By the
I've
way,
always I dig that guy.
AR's video is titled "Feeding the Idaho Forecast Cow." Latah County is appreciative, and then it says Latah County is making bank on FOIAs, which is true. Extortion basically. So, but it's
Which in a way, yeah, because it stopped, they're not making bank. But yeah, when they did require money, they required exorbitant amounts of money. And in fact, when I did some research on it, I was told that's something Idaho always does: is they ask for more money than they're allowed to, and you have to push back and tell
Yes.
them you're not allowed to ask that kind of money. And they'll ignore you then when you tell them that they can't. Like, you have to play games with them because they're almost as bad as Kentucky as far as ignoring people and not And there's a reason why certain places are starting to become the most corrupt places in the country, because they hide behind fuckery. They're allowed to just lie to people and not have to respond to people. When you have no transparency, then you start having corruption.
Agreed. Jacob Monster, good to see you tonight. Says, question Dago about the Idaho 4. Jacob always asks interesting questions. Thank you, sir. If there were two perps involved, is it possible there was two different motives and that's why they were on separate floors? What do you think? I mean, listen, Jacob, as I say many times, anything in this case is very possible. Yes. I don't know for sure, but
I've had
absolutely a possibility.
I'll say one of my theories that I had a long time ago. I'm saying had because I may have softened it a little, but along that answer, I have said there's a big reason I think the house was going to get hit for a drug hit, retaliation against a drug hit, and that Kaylee wasn't originally part of that, but she was lured back to the house to be there for it. So that would go along the lines that they're saying. Is it possible there was two different motives for the killing?
Right.
And that's where I think it is. I don't think Kaylee was the original reason for the hit, but I think she might have been lured back to be there for the hit for an alternative, like killing two birds with one stone kind of thing.
Bingo.
And I've entertained that possibility for a long time.
Yes, sir. That makes a lot of sense. That's one of my theories as well. And it does make sense. And so that would fall into the two motive theory possibility. Of course, I agree. So
yeah, I'm just reading comments.
What I was gonna say was stop for a minute and let's talk about a couple of these things. We have I actually remembered my point. This is a fucking big moment, folks. So as we were saying, like we were just talking about how Latah County, Moscow PD are refusing to respond to FOIAs. We saw that Dylan Mortensen's GoFundMe was frozen and stopped. There's been a couple other things that have come out around this case that are starting to make me throw up question marks left and right. So again, I said this, what was it, a couple weeks ago? Well, almost a month now. I said something is coming, and when it comes, it's gonna explode, in my opinion. So I think this all plays into the fact that this is very probable, and it could be happening sometime soon.
Yeah.
All of these things.
Yeah, it's a I feel like it didn't dawn on me until people started saying that they're not getting responses back from Pullman. I do think that, or from Moscow, sorry, from Moscow. I think the only thing that made me question whether or not they were stonewalling everyone was I thought Logan had said that she had gotten a response recently, and they were going to respond. They were putting together the price for her, right? So she hadn't.
Right, she did.
To be fair, at least they responded and said they were working on a price. But I think, to be fair, now that I'm thinking about it, I got a response from them saying they were working on a price too, that they just never got back to me with a price.
Well, maybe it's the expensive ones that they're responding to, because they know they're going to get
because that's the money, right? That's where the money's at. So yeah, so if we can make $20,000, then yeah, we'll tell them, hey, we need in excess of $20,000 to get started on this.
Yep, that's because I think Jules has been denied. I know Senior Wazowski has been denied and ignored. I've been completely ignored. I put 4 out and got ignored. Not even a minimal response. So, and I was responded to for the other ones. So there's people being ignored, and there are a couple people that are still. So we'll see. We'll see.
Even in a Microdot said maybe so I want to clarify something, and I don't know if it's important for me to clarify this, but Microdot says question, maybe FOIA requests have stopped due to WSU lawsuit. And there's multiple problems. One, and maybe I'm nitpicking, but we all use the word FOIA, and a FOIA is a federal request for information. Moscow Police Department does not fall under a FOIA, and everybody keeps saying they're submitting FOIAs to Moscow, and I don't think that's true. It's a public records request, and it's slightly different because a FOIA is a federal thing, but everybody's using the term FOIA, and maybe I'm just nitpicking, but I keep hearing people saying, well, maybe they're ignoring FOIAs. I'm like, they're not even getting FOIAs, they're getting public records requests. But on top of that, even if it's true that they're ignoring or they're not responding because of the WSU lawsuit, they need to put that in writing. They need to tell people why we are not going to respond to this because of ongoing litigation in this case, or because of rule such and such that says we don't. They need to respond. They're not responding to anybody. That's the problem. They can deny, but they need to cite the reason why they're denying. Just total ignoring is not typically legal. But
could it be that they're getting so many that they just don't have the manpower to keep up with it?
Sure, and you make a good point. They might actually use that as their fallback. They're like, "Hey, look, we're overwhelmed. We can't possibly respond to everybody," and a judge might allow them to say, "Well, okay, in that case, you're a small little tiny town police department, and you're getting overwhelmed with requests from all over the country. So we'll cut you some slack and not respond." Yeah, but they should say that, right?
That's all.
And they should put that on their website. Hey, due to overwhelming incoming of stuff and a small amount of staff, we can't respond in a timely manner. But they need to keep working on it. But yeah, in my opinion. But I'm I agree. You got to get a judge that'll enforce it too.
Well, we know Hitler probably would, but yeah, just saying. Hey, Amanda, good to see you. Release it all to the public for free. Hey, I'm down with that one.
Someone says they thought a Freedom of Information Act is so it would be legal for a government, even if the goings on in a small town. So I would like to correct myself if I'm wrong. So you guys keep talking. I'm going to double check on whether my little mission about FOIA versus public records is correct or whether I'm just talking out my ass. But I'm pretty sure
Moto, that I think Moto would be the thing to do, especially if they're making money off of it. Hire someone or like farm it out to a service that can do it, but of course then they'd have to go through the attorney thing and redacting stuff and doing this and doing that. So, I mean, I get it. That'd probably be the ideal thing, but there's too much involved, I think, for them to do all that. Tandy got denied too. I forgot about that one. Meg got denied multiple times, I think. So a lot of people are being denied and ignored, and it's just becoming a problem. Oh, there goes Super Typer.
I'm sorry.
Apologize.
And the reason why I do this is not, I want to be clear. Like, the reason why I do this is not because I'm a narcissist who has to always be right. What the reason being is the reason why I learn so much about the cases is because I pay attention to details. So that's and when you find things out on whether or not there's a difference between a FOIA and a public records request, it teaches you about the law. Knowing the differences is how. And so it's not to be an arrogant prick. It's because I want to understand the law better. So
I think that's why a lot of us do. We want to understand why these things happen and why, what it means, and what's going on here. That way we can understand it more, and we're not putting out misinformation, and we're not, it's just, I agree with Lee. I want to understand how this stuff works, why it works the way it does, and how these things can happen. So yeah, I agree with that.
And just for the education, and again, not to be fucking arrogant, but for the education, I asked, is there a difference between a FOIA request and a public records request? Is a request to a local police department called a FOIA or a public records request? And they said, yes, there's a real significant difference. FOIA requests refer to federal agencies such as the FBI, DOJ, ATF, etc. State agencies, county and city departments are public records requests, state and local. So they said the same thing I did. When you're going after, the government's records like DOJ or the military, that's FOIA requests. When you're going after a local police department, it's a public records request. And it's slightly, so what I'm saying is the reason why it's different and why it's important is because the law about what is required to answer a FOIA is not the same law as a state's public records request. Each state has different rules for their public records request. And it's not, you can't look up what does a FOIA allow me to do? It's not a FOIA, it's a public records request. So you got to look up Idaho's public records law and what their state constitution has decided. This is why the details matter. So, yeah.
Yeah,
every state's a little different. Sorry.
You're okay. All I was going to say was, as I've been saying a lot lately in my shows, with a lot of stuff we're covering, I've been saying, I think that a lot of these things that I've been nitpicking and pulling apart and looking at, they're all the small details. But the point that I'm making with it is all these small details are working out into something larger, and it's pointing to something larger. And that's why I'm pulling apart these details, guys. If you don't look at them, you're going to miss things. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. and it's also important because if you want to know how to fight them, you have to know the law you're using to fight them, right? So if you fight them submitting how they have to respond to a FOIA request, they will just ignore you because it's not a FOIA. And that's the thing. Like, they may be allowed to ignore you if you say, hey, due to the Freedom of Information Act, and they'll be like, I'm not even responding to that because this isn't a fucking federal agency. We're not going to respond to that.
Yeah, right.
So you need to know who you're playing with.
Awesome, Mama J.
Thank you, Mama J. Appreciate that support. Remember Steve Gonzalez saying someone would be embarrassed when the truth came out. I feel like the only one who would be embarrassed is Mrs. Chapin. Everyone else's family have family shit, and that's already out and known about. Yeah, that's a good question. It's a great question. I always felt, Mama J, that Steve's comment was more about his own personal family, that he had some personal things that were going to be embarrassing when it came out about his personal family. Yes. And he was kind of like trying to soften the blow for when that shit comes out, because he thought inevitably some dirty laundry of the family was going to come out. That's what I always felt he was talking about, that he might have been talking about somebody else.
One of the funny things is with Mama J saying that is the two names that I saw on this new lawsuit thing are Stacy Chapin and Karen Laramie. So there's that too, just to think about, guys. He did say gross. There was going to be some, I think if I remember, Steve said that there's going to be some stuff drugged through the mud and some stuff come out that people may think is gross. Those were his words, if I remember correct.
And I don't want to elaborate on it, but I even think I know what those gross things are. I've got a couple of different things that are pretty high on my list of what he was referring to when he said some gross things were going to come out. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well, I saw somebody just earlier. I don't know what video. It might have been a comment on the Custody Queens video, because it just came up in my notifications. I didn't go to it and see what video it was from. That was talking about snuff films.
Mm-hmm.
And that there's all kinds of rumors and things about the things being filmed and so on. They included like links. Let me see if I can find it right now. It was like a really long comment. Where is it?
I knew that was going to come next, Lee.
What?
because you left that out there hanging, dangling, and they all want to know what the hell you think it was.
Oh, I know. I should. I hate it when I say that. Like I just didn't want to get into that. But yeah.
I mean, it's nothing more than stuff we haven't already talked about, you guys.
She tagged, just by the way, this person
Yeah.
tagged Dago. She tagged all of us. And it's about some kind of like a movie that was based on a master's thesis on audio visual violence, and it's about the production of snuff films at university level. So
Wow.
they tagged like 1 million people in it.
Who's the person, JJ?
It's their, I mean, at least their account is called Perfect Prisoner.
Oh, I know who that is. Okay.
And they tagged a ton of different people. So I know that is something that was sort of floating around, that it was filmed.
Right.
And I mean, again, with this case, there's just so many angles that people have sort of investigated the possibility of. And I think that's part of what it is about this case, is that there's so many threads, as we always say, right? There's different threads that you could pull that all kind of can lead you somewhere.
Of course.
And because there's a lot of redactions and inconsistencies, it really makes you wonder. And then the whole thing, one of the things that Kristen brought up on the from the Custody Queens is, how Gooch was basically involved in a task force on trafficking and was brought back and only interviewed Dylan.
Right.
Yeah, which should tell you something.
Very telling, in my opinion. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you can't ignore stuff like that. It's
no.
I always go to the why. Why that? Why did she only interview Dylan? Why was she brought back for this one interview? It's very strange.
I agree.
I will answer the question for the people that are upset with me for leaving them hanging. I will give you only a little bit more. One of which, as Dago said, it probably shouldn't be a surprise to anybody, is I always felt that Steve's comment about the gross thing was going to start diving into Kaylee's promiscuity and who she may have been having an affair with, or how she was making extra money. I think that might have been one of the possible things that were going to be gross. Another one that I won't get into detail. I'll give you enough information that if you know, you know, and if you don't know, then you can. I don't want you to hear it from me. And that is an alleged family incident with Olivia Gonzalez, Steve Gonzalez, Kaylee Gonzalez, that may not be searchable due to in public record, but has been out there as a thing that people know about. So you either know about it or you don't know about it. And that might have been also one of the gross things that was hinted at, but that's if it's true, because as soon as I heard it, it's like, well, fuck yeah, he wouldn't want that out there. But if you don't know the story, I won't get into the details because again, it's not a matter of public record, so I can't verify it. And since I can't verify it, I just have to keep it on the down low. You either know or you know, I guess. You either heard the rumor or not.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
So, anyways, what else?
I've thought that too, Sausage, and I actually I covered that on a show one time. Sausage Biscuit said that's making me wonder if Kaylee didn't insert herself into that investigation going on over in Pullman. Weren't there college girls getting trafficked to police department? Okay, so here's the point with this. This is interesting that you brought this up. I can't remember if it was Dylan or Bethany's interview. One of you guys, I'm sure will clarify it, said and was talking about Kaylee looking into RSOs in their area for work. Okay. Well, we all know Kaylee had a little bit of a sleuther in her, blah, 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 so on and so forth, and got involved in stuff. And that comment being made me wonder if that was a possibility, because that was going on with Pullman or WSU police, I think, and Pullman police, actually, where there were some really bad allegations being made against officers about possible trafficking, assault, things like that. So it is a very curious question. Could that have happened? I fully agree with you. That is a grand possibility.
Yeah. Yeah. I do want to take a moment, by the way, again, open season for coming up on the mic. If you want to come up, this is a good night to do so, to come join us on panel and talk to us.
Come up here.
I do want to address this. It comes up every once in a blue moon, and it's like the thing that we don't ever talk about. What happened to the Canadian panelist that thinks all the kids are alive? So you're talking about Estes Crime Maze, and yeah, Estes Crime Maze was a regular part of our panel quite a while ago, and he was on a lot with us. Several things kind of happened all at the same time. He got a back injury. He couldn't get on as much. In addition, when he came on, he was very, very big into and I didn't mind it all, big into the witness protection angle, but it became every single story we talked about. It was like Kevin Mullins wasn't really killed. Brian Thompson wasn't really killed. You know, none of the kids in the house were actually killed. No matter what case we talked about, it was always, nobody actually died. So why? And it got uncomfortable when it became kind of like, why do you keep lying to people on the channel and telling them people are alive when you know damn well that they're dead, when you know damn well all these people are alive? And I'm like, that's not my stance, and it never has been, that they're all alive and in witness protection. And I allow it as a discussion topic, especially when there's teeth to it and you can make a good argument. But it got uncomfortable when Estes was starting to go out on his own channel and call me out and telling people that I won't allow him to talk about it, and that somebody's compromised me, and that I know damn well and I'm lying to people. That's where I started to get uncomfortable. Like, if you're going to tell people I'm lying to people, that I know damn well that they're alive, and I somehow decided I want to lie for clickbaiting and say that they died when I know they're alive, that's where it got uncomfortable. So I like Estes. To be fair, I like him, but I couldn't have him on my show when he was simultaneously doing his own show, calling me a liar and telling me that I'm lying to my own audience while he's on my panel. It just was bad optics. So that's what it is. We'll air it out. I like the guy. I think he's got something going. I think he's got a good charisma, but don't call me a liar and tell people that I'm lying to their face for clicks. That got uncomfortable. So that's why that kind of ended, unfortunately. So hope Estes is doing good out there, by the way, but that's why we're not on air all the time anymore.
And you know, I've said all along, I've not ruled out any possibilities as long as they have logic behind them. However, you have to look at everything, right? And you also have to be able to let go of things if logic no longer supports them, or if you see evidence that runs counter to a theory, you can't ignore that evidence. So we had talked about it many times on here, going back a ways, but you know, my take on things is when the powerful people and money are involved and the feds are involved, I don't rule anything out simply because I know the history of what they've done. However, when you have evidence that also points at other things, I tend to, I'm willing to look at all different pieces of evidence.
Yeah. And like I said, I mean, I never wanted to shut down the witness protection angle, and it especially makes sense in a couple of our cases, for sure. It's a real strong possible theory, and I don't want to shut down that narrative. So it was never about that. Like I said, one more time to clarify it, it was being accused of lying to people, like I somehow know the truth and I'm lying to people. That's where I drew the line. Don't call me a liar. That's the problem. I don't mind you stating your opinion, but telling people that I know the truth and I'm lying to people, that's where I kind of drew the line. But,
agreed.
Well, you guys may or may not, Dago probably has heard this, and I don't know if you guys have, but Kristen had mentioned when I was on with those guys, stuff about the house itself.
Yeah.
That was very, very interesting.
Yes.
And it's stuff we've all kind of talked about. She wasn't like breaking some new theory.
Yeah.
Robin's
we
with
need,
us, man.
we need Robin to. Are you
Robin's
alive,
here.
Robin?
Yeah, no, I remember me and Kristen, actually, when Kristen was on the show with me, when they both were, of course, she brought that up to me before too, JJ. And yeah, absolutely.
Very interesting.
Very
right?
interesting. Yeah.
Because DA and Robin, I don't know if you guys know what she was saying, but essentially it was, look at how inorganic that house seemed. It almost seemed like these people were put together for something, and then and then we expanded on it and talked about, is it possible that that house was in fact part of the multi-agency task force, and that
Right.
it was formulated that way?
Yeah, somebody was talking about that several months ago, actually, about how it seemed like maybe they were curated and put there for some type of a purpose. But I mean, because if you look at several of those people, they kind of were interwoven, if you want to go into the drug angle, so to speak. So maybe they were. I don't know.
Let me.
Another possibility that I'm sure you guys have thought about, if that was the case, let's just say hypothetically, that house was actually part of the multi-agency operation as a
Right.
trap house, as like
Right.
a
Right.
place to
Right?
keep an eye on who's doing what, you
Yes.
know.
Yeah.
And I never thought about that specific part of it. I thought because of the whole CI theories, I thought that there was obviously involvement on that level, but I didn't look at it, I didn't frame it like it's the house. That house is part of
Mm-hmm.
this bigger thing.
Well,
And I just thought that was an interesting spin.
I'm gonna throw
Yeah.
something at you guys. It is JJ for real because I've been through this in my own head with Kristen, some other people. We've talked about this before, but what you just said makes perfect sense. We know that the task force, that the DEA and the FBI were boots on the ground in Idaho, in Moscow, right when this went down. There's that. The house itself, multiple people have been through that house, okay, living in it per
Mhm.
se. And the group didn't really match if you think about that of who they were. Okay, I'll just say that. And there was other things going on around the house, okay, that truly and honestly made me wonder, could this be the operation itself that this is? And here's the other thing. Scott Green, we all know he grew up in that house. That house was supposedly sold
Yep.
off to I can't think of the group that it's called, but somebody in here will throw it in. But Mr. SD and Scott Perky, whatever.
Oh,
Guess whose
yeah.
name was still on
What's the
that
name of
house
that?
though? Scott Green's name was still on that house's deed, from what I
Let's
understood.
see.
Yeah, there's an LLC of sorts that was connected to that. So
Well, let me work through this in real time with you guys. If the house itself, was part of the multi-jurisdictional drug task force and part of a trap house, it might make sense why the house was torn down and demolished, because
Mm-hmm.
no
bingo.
investor is going to buy a house and just fucking give it away and have it torn down and just lose the money. Like, I
No.
just give it away. But if it was
No.
covered under federal funding and the house is paid for
Yep.
because the house was already paid for by federal funding, then you can tear it down because it's just fucking taxpayers' dollars. Who gives a shit? Like,
Bingo.
no personal
Well,
businessman
well,
would do that. But so you could make that
but
argument.
too, consider if it was part of the task force. There's been a lot of different talk about there being recording equipment and cameras and so forth in that house. They're
It was.
not going to want that shit found.
Right.
So it makes sense. Yes, of course you would get rid. And why did they take that shit and bury it somewhere or whatever? They didn't send it to just a landfill, you know?
Well, and think about what you just said too, Robin. There was, quote unquote, that film class that had a camera set up in the back on the tripod at
Right?
one point. Okay. And there was also, weirdly enough, um, we talked about this 3 years ago. There was an HVAC vehicle parked in the front of that house days after this went down, if you guys remember. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we went in that rabbit hole and thought about, is that what that is? Are they pulling cameras out of ventilation systems and things like that? Possibly, that was a whole conversation at one point too. So these things are just, they may be a reach, but are they? You know what I mean? Just think
You
about
have to you have to think about how, for me, and maybe I shouldn't even say this, but you have to think about how disturbing it is if a house full of college girls who seem to be a little promiscuous, some of them, having it rigged up with cameras everywhere is a little fucking creepy in its first place. Like,
They do it though.
rig up a house full of cameras with a bunch of college girls that are sowing their wild oats and fucking and you're gonna put cameras everywhere in the house.
Well,
Like, that's fucking weird ass shit.
Dude, there's channels
you don't
out
know
there
what all
that's
they were
what it
trying to
is.
target.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Were they was
Right.
it more than drugs? Were they targeting
Sex
trafficking
trafficking. Right.
situations? Were they
Right.
targeting underage stuff? Were they targeting some of the kids? Hey, we know you're doing underage stuff, so now you're going to be a CI or else. Or I mean, who
Yeah.
knows what all they were trying to do when you have, what was it, 6 different agencies at one
Yes.
time in that area?
Yeah.
Who knows what all they would have been trying to catch people for?
And don't forget the label that was thrown right on top of this to shut everybody down is that this is an issue of national security. Think about that.
Yeah.
By the way, Lee, there are channels out there that do nothing but what you just said exactly, where there's 6 or 7 college girls living in a dorm together, and they film what they do all day long,
All day long.
good or bad. There's channels out there like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy and creepy, but it's true.
Well, and you know who kind of brought that to into being? That TV show Big Brother.
Yeah.
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 After that show came out, people started emulating that because people are just, why, I don't know, because I can't stand the show. But a lot of people, so they figured, hey, if people are going to tune into regular TV for that, shit, we could be making money, and they
Right,
started
right.
emulating that.
Yeah, and like Twiz is right. There's even channels out there that people will film themselves sleeping, folks, all
Yeah.
night long.
Yes.
That's what they do. It's crazy. There's something for
Yeah.
everybody. It's nuts.
Well, you guys remember, I think after Big Brother, I'm pretty sure it was Big Brother that came first. Remember The Real World?
Yep.
Real World?
Yeah, that was on
I
MTV.
auditioned.
Oh,
Real
MTV's
World.
Real World.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually auditioned for the one in Miami when I was living in Florida.
Oh
Nice.
shit, that would have been great.
Yeah, I know. It was crazy.
I mean, there's a lot of that, JJ. You're right.
But that went on for years and years, different seasons of The Real World, and then
Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Jersey Shore.
Jersey
Then
Shore,
where
yeah.
I live, they did one years ago. They tried to do it in the mountains, like in like a ski town, where they would do the same type of thing. And I don't know whatever happened with that. I don't think it ever took off. But like with the whole social media thing, right?
Uh-huh.
People under a certain age, their life is posting their stuff on social media. Like
Yeah.
literally, they are obsessed with it. They film everything. They take just countless pictures, usually of themselves, to post on
Mhm.
Instagram and Facebook and all these platforms. We know that the people in the house were active on social media. We know this. And to me, as I have said before, and I still kind of believe it, to me, that sets up a scenario where you can become a target either by creeps or people that want to use, oh, look, we want to use this house as a part of an operation. We've got these young girls that they're attractive. They're really active on social media. It's a really well-known house, and that idea of the house itself being part of something bigger is very plausible to me. It just seems it's logical to me.
But if they were streaming events in the house, then wouldn't they have been streaming the murders when it happened?
Well, this is a whole other side of it. I mean, we don't know. I don't know. I mean, tell me a little bit more about this theory that there were cameras and stuff in the house. Is it
I don't know.
rumor or
I don't know the
just...
theory. So that's newer to me. Who was it that brought it up on the panel? I can't remember who brought it up.
I think I did, but this was a while back, and it was just I'm trying to think who I can't. Oh, my memory. I think it might have been Bubbly. She had been talking about it, but there was somebody who said something about one of the vents there was a vent in the
Yeah, Pavarotti had things
dining
about the
room.
event because he said that drugs
Yeah,
were hidden in the
but
vent and they were
so it
going after it.
wasn't just one creator. It was several different creators that had been talking about the possibility based on several and it's been too long ago now that
Yeah.
it's not fresh in my mind. So if anybody out there remembers, anybody what that was exactly, but it didn't come from just one person, and it wasn't like they were emulating each other either. So
Yeah.
I do believe that it could. I mean, look, like we keep saying, anything is possible at this point. Was it something that only happened for a little while? Did it not? I don't know, but it does seem like it could be possible that that could have happened.
Yeah. And Tom Boyd Charm talked about the ventilator, the vent that was under the good vibes sign that had different screws, and Pavarotti made a big deal about how it looked like the screws had been recently replaced or whatever, indicating that he thought somebody went in and opened up the vent to look for drugs or something in the
They
wall.
took
And
pictures of the ventilation covers too.
yeah,
So
right.
Yes,
Right.
that's what it was. Why did they take because they took quite a few
a
of
lot.
this vent. That thank you, Dago. Thank you. Yeah, that's what it was.
I covered it myself. We pointed it out when I was going through the videos or the photographs. We're probably going to do it again coming tomorrow because we're going through the pictures again. Tomboy pointed it out to me. She's like, "Why do they keep showing these pictures of this vent, Dago? What's what the screws look different here or that or that? Why we keep seeing photographs of this vent? It makes you wonder." Is all I'm saying.
I
Like,
also want to know why. Now that I mean, it's maybe not related to what you guys are saying, but I also wanted to know why they took pictures and focused heavily on the back of TVs, including the Fire Sticks in Kaylee's room and downstairs in that workroom that Kaylee
digital
used. Why did they take? Why were they taking pictures of the Fire Sticks?
I think it's because to
Yeah.
show that they were taking them into evidence as digital devices,
Oh,
possibly.
so they just documented before they pulled it.
Yeah, because they did it with Koberger's too. I think when they took the one from the back of his TV, it was
Right.
left
That
in
makes
his
me. It just
car.
makes me wonder why you're photographing the Fire Sticks. But I guess if
Yeah.
if you take before you take it into evidence, you want to show where it was when you took it out of the house.
Sure. No, I
Yeah.
agree. And Moto, that's a good point. Thank you, sir, for the super chat. Again, they were looking for the knife in the vents, in his opinion, which could be that they were looking for, murder weapon. Yeah, I agree.
Could be that they were looking right. It could be looking for anything. They could be looking for a murder weapon. They could be looking for drugs. They could be looking for cameras. They could be looking for because when there was that rumor too, right? So let me think about that. They could have been looking for cameras because the rumor came out later on that Koberger had installed cameras in some other woman's house and was watching her, that he helped install her security system. So if they think Koberger did it, were they looking for cameras that Koberger installed in the house to watch the girls and spy on them and plan his murder and kind of thing like that?
Wait, hold on.
Yeah,
Stop.
to Sausage Biscuit's question here, Maddie and Jake, they had a TikTok. It was a little TikTok, and it was sort of kind of tongue in cheek, but said also in a way that made you wonder if they were really trying to put a message out there that there were actually bugs in the house.
I
So there
never
is a
saw
TikTok
that.
out there. I don't know where the TikTok is. I don't know
Find that
if
fucking
anybody has
TikTok
it.
right
It's
now.
still
Find
up.
that TikTok.
I'm gonna
Find
go
the
looking
TikTok.
for it for sure.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
play it on. Let's do it live.
But the overarching idea that the house itself was involved in something bigger would also add sort of a little more credence, or at least supporting evidence as to why they would tear the house down.
Right. Sorry, I laughed. Quiz put up like bed bugs or
bed bugs or
that was good, dude.
I think they meant listening devices.
No, Joe,
Yeah.
that's a good point. And I've been like, I'm curious. Like, if you're both sides of the table decided, yeah, we can tear the house down. That was odd to me, especially like the prosecution tearing it down. I think that the prosecution would have kind of relied on having in some aspect, the jury go into that house so they could try to point things out to go down on him. And wow, that didn't come out good. Not go down on him.
So
I'm done.
So there's cameras installed so that they can go
Yeah.
down on him and get it on camera. Okay.
Jesus Christ. You know what I meant. To go down with
no,
him.
I know exactly what you meant. Yeah.
Hey, Kim. Good God almighty, you guys. That's
All right.
going to be clipped. Anyway.
Right. We got one, by the way, so we need to start the whole show over again. We'll roll the intro here and we'll get the monologue going. Yeah.
Yeah, after what I just said, you can have my spot. I'm out. Yeah, whoa.
What's going
Usually
on?
DA makes those kind of comments.
I know. I mean, I'm the
I was just
innuendo
gonna
king.
say-
Like,
I promise you that my moderators are clipping and slicing right now with that. I'm telling you right now. They do this to me constantly, but yeah. I'm not gonna do that there, Moto. No problem. What's up, buddy? Welcome.
What's going on?
I guess somebody's going down on somebody now.
yeah, conversation just went off the rails.
Yes.
Yeah. Talking about cameras in the house and people going down on people, I guess, and stuff. I don't know.
Karen said it. Karen said exactly
adult.
it. That's one of those times that you hear what you're saying, but it's too late to stop. Yeah.
Right. As it's coming out of your face, you're like, phrasing. No.
It's done. Yeah, we're gone.
All right. So, what's up? What the hell? Did you forget that we started an hour earlier, or what? What happened?
No, I didn't forget. Traffic, goddamn traffic, and
Whatever.
You gotta get that captain's car, and you know.
yeah.
Is there
I
a
didn't
link?
get it yet.
What's the video called?
No idea.
I think we're hearing Robin's open mic on the back there.
Sorry.
No.
Hang on.
Yeah, I want to see this TikTok if this is true.
I do, yeah. If we can get it out now, here's the thing: if the TikTok even, by the way, you know that night that we were showing all those videos of, you know, the victims, you know, being themselves and being kids and whatever. All those TikToks that we showed had music, and I got violated, YouTube violations for every single one of the videos that we showed because they all had music playing where the kids were dancing, and you violated copyright. You violated copyright. Like, God damn it! Like, literally, I'm playing a TikTok. It's all over TikTok. How come they're not violating copyright?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I have a St. Patty's monologue too, but
Oh man, a St. Patty monologue.
yes, I do.
Huh?
But that's
you
up
got
to
it all
you.
written. You got it all.
I do.
written?
I have it. I have it. I can do
How
it.
weird would it be to start a monologue an hour and 8 minutes into our show?
I know it's a little odd, but
Maybe he
that's
can
up
read
to
it
you.
at the end of the show.
Yeah, maybe we can. Yeah,
Would it
maybe.
sound weird to read at the end?
I don't know, but then we got music
I don't
trivia
know.
at the end of the show.
I know.
I warned you in the chat, Lee. Oh, what did she warn me about? Did I
What?
fucking miss something in the chat? What did I miss? Cynthia Rose says I missed, or she warned me about something in the chat.
And
My chat's not working still, and I updated my YouTube app, and it's still not working.
They don't.
Oh yeah,
like-
the guy Gabe, he
Oh,
broke into
Gabe
the
Miller.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about him?
Cynthia was saying that maybe when Gabe broke in, he installed cameras in the place. Remember, he said, "I was in there, and I could have killed everybody if I wanted to, or I could get it." You know,
Yeah.
that is a stretch, but I'm not saying it's a stretch as in get that shit out of here. It's just more like I don't know that I would go far with that.
Was that guy Gabe a HVAC guy?
No,
I don't think so. No.
No, I don't think so.
Now, I will say though, we talked about him today too. That something about him got brought up that was really interesting.
Oh, Cynthia said she warned me about the copyright when we were playing all those TikToks. That I was gonna get copyrighted on. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Fortunately,
I better
fortunately,
not
YouTube
play that
didn't.
then.
They don't call it a copyright strike. They just
warning.
say you can't monetize a video
there is
that has
music.
music. Yeah, there is music to
Yeah.
the one.
Better not
Can't you
play it.
play like snippets
Yeah,
of it,
there's
though?
music.
So hold on. So here's what we can do. First of all, we don't make much money off these shows anyways. Second of all, once the video's done, we can go and edit that out, and then future replays can still generate stuff.
Yes.
It just kills all the monetization on the video the second that they hear the music, and then we're fucked. But we can play it. It just means that we're not going to get a dime off this or anything.
How long is it?
It's only a few seconds. Hang on,
Oh,
let me.
It's all it takes.
Let me-
But yeah.
Yeah, let me grab it again.
Put it backstage. We'll take the risk. Shit, we don't want to pay bills anyways. We don't want to pay any bills. Fuck it.
Lee's gonna do it.
Doing it live. I mean, we could mute it, but you can't mute it, right? Because you need to hear what they're saying, right?
We actually have to hear what they're
Right.
saying.
Yeah.
I just,
Mama
gotta
J.
download it.
By the way, Mama J makes a good point, and let me say this the way I understand it.
They are.
YouTube Premium is not really terribly expensive, and it removes all your ads. So if you are thinking about it, it is worth it, especially if a lot of people are making YouTube part of their regular routine every day. So it is something to consider.
I agree.
And
I do the premium.
Yeah, and I will say that even as content creators, we get a little cut from the premium too. So like every premium subscription, we get a little bit from that as well. I don't know if we get as much from the premium as we do from ads. Yeah, it's very, very, very tiny. So in a way, it's probably better for us that you watch commercials. But if you want to avoid those, it's not like we don't get anything. We get a little piece from premium memberships as well. But.
And we'd rather have you do that than just leave because you're irritated with the commercials. So yeah.
Right, because then we're not getting shit if you just leave altogether. We're getting nothing.
Exactly.
Okay,
do you want me to play that?
All right, yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Let's put it up on stage. Let's get it remove this.
Okay, hang on a second. I have to unmute. There we go.
Oh, I've seen this. I don't remember what they said. Yeah.
Yeah.
They talk about the bugs in there.
People are eavesdropping. Are you ready to go crazy? I'm already hearing voices. Are you ready? Smart, Patrick. Don't mind.
Let's continue this conversation in private, Patrick. I think some people are eavesdropping.
Are you ready to go?
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm already hearing.
I don't think that would get hit anyway.
We played that. Yeah.
I don't think that would get hit anyway. That's not like actual music.
Yeah, it's
not. But it is copyrighted television show. So because you're using voice from SpongeBob SquarePants. So
does it still count if there's no video with it? The same video with it? Is that how that works?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. What I want to know is, can you get around copyright if you overlay another sound over top of another sound so it's all muddied, or does the AI still pick up the music in the?
I've heard that you can, or you can slow it down or speed it up and it changes it, and therefore in turn, I don't know.
Wouldn't it be nice if they just understood a little bit of common sense that when we're using things for fair use, that you can do that. Fair use allows us to like make commentary on shit.
They don't seem to give two shits about the fair use thing at all. They just ignore it.
No,
literally, get this, and it's not a big deal because it was members only anyways. When I did my 8-hour tattoo, the tattoo studio had music playing, and I got flagged for the entire fucking thing because they were playing a stereo, and so I got flagged for all that music, and I'm like, son of a bitch, like I'm literally just recording in a somebody's tattoo studio, and I got penalized for playing music. I'm like, are you kidding me?
That's right. That's right.
Quiz says slow it down, speed it up, and change the pitch.
That's what I was.
Spit on it. Hot tour.
Jesus.
I'm sorry. I miss hot tour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. It just got really. It just got really quiet.
Whoa.
It got awkwardly quiet. All right. Now I'm blushing. Let's move on to a fucking other topic. What do you guys got? Maybe it's time for one's monologue on Patty's Day. I don't know.
I got it ready.
Perfect.
Now give me the word.
I think it might be weird. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Should we do it
now for what I said? Jesus.
I'm just gonna go off air. That's all. I'm just gonna go off air.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
All right.
So anything
recover.
more?
Somebody recover.
All
right. Somebody's got to steer the ship here.
Yeah,
right.
it's
So
not
I'm going to
me.
change the subject.
All right, let's go on. Yeah.
What's the latest? Did Candace have a video up today?
I was busy all today, so I haven't seen if there was a new one today. But
it looks like there is. I didn't catch hers, but it looks like she did put up a new one. I'll check it out tonight.
Yeah, I'm checking right now.
Well, you know, the big one of the big things and it's not. I'm not talking about this in a political way. I'm just simply
Yeah.
bringing up the fact that the head of our national counterintelligence
Yeah.
I don't know, task force or whatever resigned
Out.
because of what's going on in the Middle East. And so some of the big creators that have been on the Charlie Kirk case, because there is overlap there, obviously, because Charlie had spoken out about it pretty vocally. And I see that Candace is in her title, she mentions that. And so the guy, Valhalla VFT, he's the one
Yeah.
who did a lot of the early ballistics stuff, the Green Beret guy. He was basically talking about it simply because the whole war thing, obviously,
Yeah.
it's connected to. They're all connected. That was connected to Charlie, so I'm sure Candace is going to probably go off on it. Not having seen it yet, I can just imagine what she's been pretty scathing.
Yeah, I see her newest title. It's something. It's something about Trump loses a war hero and Erica Kirk loses Arkansas. So
Are you talking about episode 5 that she put out, or is there another one?
no, yeah, the episode 5. It says MAGA strikes back.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't.
That's right.
That was from like 2 hours ago. I didn't see it yet.
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't know what she's gonna get into otherwise, but as far as she kind of got off of the Tyler Robinson thing, you guys noticed that, right? She made a very drastic turn away from Tyler Robinson and towards Erica.
Because I don't think she believes that he's the killer. That's
She doesn't,
why,
in my opinion.
So I mean, she hasn't flat out like just completely said it, but I don't think she believes that she wants to see more video, and she's just all about going after Erica right now, and
that's all she cares
and
about.
kind of
right?
like anything that Eric, and she's done a million different interviews and shows and whatever, so all these different statements and things that Erica has said over the years, she's basically countering or being like, no, like you mentioned, I think a few days ago, JJ, you were talking about something about Erica being going across, going out of the country, and that's her whole thing with the group. Well, one of the things that Candace brought up, and she's relentless, as you said. She tries to reach out to. So apparently, so Erica was into she played women's basketball. So when there are interviews and there are statements from Erica saying during a certain period that she played this women's whatever high school basketball for a 2-year period, but Candace has only been able to verify 1 year, but yet she says she was there for 2 years. So where was she? Like, that's a big difference. Where was she during this year that's missing? So,
well, there's a lot of inconsistencies.
Yeah,
in
I'm just pointing at that one, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many that, and the relevance for anybody who hasn't followed that case at all is if now that Erica Kirk is the CEO of Turning Points USA, she has no background in running a big corporation that deals in literally billions of dollars.
Yeah. Right.
Well,
right.
I mean, to play devil's advocates to that, I feel like, to play devil's advocates, I feel like everyone knows Erica's a figurehead. That, like, I don't think anybody's baffled into thinking Erica's running the company because she was the smartest person in the room. And I'm not saying she's not smart. I'm not trying to say she's not smart. What I'm saying is everyone knows she was picked for the role because of who she is, and she's the face. She's a face. That's why she's the head of the company. So, like, I don't know that anybody takes it seriously that, oh, well, why would they put somebody with no skills? Because she's not running. I think everybody with the brain knows she's not running the company.
Yeah.
She's the face because it's what gets them money.
But she replaced Charlie.
Yeah.
And I think that like if it, for example, if let's just say it wasn't her and they brought in somebody else, they would be scrutinized too, because they're replacing Charlie, who was literally the visionary who started Turning Point.
Right. Like in his thing, he probably was calling all the shots, but I don't
Right.
think anybody thinks Erica's calling the shots.
But they're
I don't
trying
think
to
Erica's calling
present
any
her
shots.
as she is, though.
Right.
I think
right.
that was her big contention, is that they're putting her forth like she's this
Like she's in
brilliant,
charge. Right.
started businesses, and she has done all this stuff.
Oh yeah, and one of the big things that which is jumps off the page, also that JJ mentioned several times, and I guess Lee, you've talked about it too, that whole front company thing. So there's a period in her life, like kind of, you know, when she's a little bit older, after like her high school years there's a period where, so you have someone who's basically like 19, 20 years old, whatever, and she's like in charge of like a makeup company. She's in charge of this company,
Right.
that company. She's also studying Bible studies. She's also like, she's doing like 10 different, it's like, it's not possible for one person to
Right.
be like in charge of as many things that she claims to be in charge of. At that
Right.
age,
And then,
it's like,
and then if you get into conspiracy, then you think all those companies are just pass throughs. They're tax shelters.
Right.
So they're not legitimate businesses. They're just ways to pass money to make it look like companies are doing business, and it's not even about the business. It's just
yeah,
it's just ways to. It's basically money laundering, I think, on a weird scale. I'm not
And
big
also,
into the
a
content.
lot of those types of companies, they're not designed to make money. They're designed to place people in certain worlds. And one thing that the CIA has always done is when you become a NOC is a non-official cover. That means you're not working as a direct like agent. So you get put in different places, wherever it is, whether it's China or whatever country it is, and they give you a cover story. So this is, I'm an art dealer. That was a big one that they've used. You know, this woman's an art dealer. And the reason I know that is because
You work for the CIA.
well, yeah, besides that.
I mean, I was going to say, are you allowed to talk about this? Are you pretty sure
Oh,
you're not
boy.
violating some kind of oath
remember,
right
come
now?
on, Fight Club doesn't exist.
Yeah. You never talk about Fight Club. But the thing is, it's like the RFK Jr.'s daughter-in-law, she was a CIA officer, and she wrote a book. I did the audio book where that's what she was, a knock. She basically was placed overseas in like a counterterrorism operation, and she was an art dealer. I mean, she talked about this in her book. My point is, there's a lot of talk that TPUSA could have been an intelligence front company that's used to, you know, launder money and raise money for operations, right? For black ops that the Congress wouldn't approve. That's another tactic that they use. So I think that's the angle I believe that Candace is digging towards, and she has not explicitly said that yet, because a lot of times a front company is, for example, someone that's doing pageantry. Well, what does that place you in touch with? Right? So it's where that company places certain people.
Yeah.
Right.
Some deep shit there, sir.
Yep.
You better watch it.
your
Maybe
back,
that's why my
watch your
chat
back or
is-
check with your handler.
That's why my chat's not working.
Probably. They disabled you.
It's still not working.
All right.
That's weird.
We got about 30 minutes left. Do we have any takers for coming up on the screen, asking a question? Do we have any other things? I'm not trying to shut the panel down. If the panel's got more stuff to talk about, if we want to keep talking about this, we can. But I just want to give people an opportunity to come up, ask a question on camera or on audio, or throw something out for the group to discuss. Yeah, Robin, thanks for sending the link out again. Seems like, again, I don't know what it is. Some creators, they have a nonstop stream of people coming to this thing, and we put it out there and people just don't come up, like hardly ever. I don't know what that's about. Is it I can speculate all day long, but it's a weird thing. And then people will say, well, how come you don't have people up on your stream? Like, fuck, I beg people to come up on the stream and nobody comes up on the stream. So
maybe they're intimidated.
that could be one. It could be
I don't know
intimidating.
why.
Maybe it's me.
No, it's got to be Robin. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's probably me.
Let's see. I was trying to think of anything else that came up. It feels like there was something I was going to talk about. Jody and I from State of the Deep, not State of the Deep. Oh my God, State of the Deep. Jody from the Defense Rest. Yeah, Jody from the Defense Rest. Well, she had identified more who the guy Brandon was, Randy. Somebody remember? Did you guys there for that discussion?
Yeah.
And it was we talked a bit more about that. It is. So I really want to know if other people felt the same way I did about his behavior and whether Mickey Steins was particularly afraid of him. We're digging into that a little bit more, trying to find information about that. But I want to say that a lot of people enjoyed us as a panel talking about the footage, the actual footage of how Mickey was acting and then breaking it down and giving our thoughts. Because as someone said, I'd seen that video myself and didn't have all those same questions and comments, but hearing you guys talk about it made me think of new things. So I think we should try to work that in sometime and get some body camera footage and put it up on screen and walk through it together as a group on what we see. I think that would be a great exercise. Yeah.
I wanted to say something about that Randy guy, the guy that we thought was Brandon, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Jody said he's actually Randy. That dude, somebody had mentioned, I'm not sure, it might have been you, Lee, talking about the way that like dogs kind of interact to each other.
Yeah.
And just the way that he came, and that is so true. The way he came up, leaned in,
got in his personal space, and
but just real direct in the eyes. And then there's Mickey, because that's what dogs do. That's exactly what dogs do. They break eye contact when they are trying to avoid or they're trying to say, look, I'm not a threat, you don't have to come at me. And that just the way that Mickey just refused that dude, I get a bad vibe off that dude.
Yeah,
he was standing in a very, in my opinion, over top of Mickey in a very
aggressive posture,
aggressive, overbearing stance too. I have to say.
And again, he was the only officer I saw there that had his hand on his weapon almost the entire time he was with Mickey.
And when he touched Mickey's shoulder, Mickey kind of slipped.
It was like, don't touch me.
Yeah, I think I'm glad that you guys felt the same way, because I thought, am I the only one that sees this? Because like it feels like he was. Real quick, Felicia had this question, and it's kind of funny. I know one of you guys in particular. I had watched the How to Make a Murderer, right? And every one of those episodes ended on a cliffhanger where you heard something and you kind of went away going, "What the fuck?" Like I remember like that entire series. I was like, "What the?" And yet, I know one of you, I can't remember who panelist, maybe it was JJ or whatever, said, you said, you might not know the whole story. Yes. Somebody else has done like a counter to that. It might be interesting sometime for us to dive into that a little bit again, especially if you think that there's a stronger counter. I read a book that was a counter to it, and I wasn't terribly impressed, but I haven't seen the documentary you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, Candace Owens did a whole series.
Oh, that's right. Candace. Okay.
And she basically debunked the whole thing. So a lot of it has to do with some of the timing and some of the phone conversations that Stephen Avery had. Just some of a lot of the facts are distorted. I know that the way I saw the whole thing, obviously on Netflix, the way that they make it, portray it is that, I know the police force there was just out to get Stephen Avery, that
right.
They're pissed off.
They had a beef with him in the past, and they're pissed about the lawsuit.
But there's a lot of inconsistencies in things that he was saying. So I mean, I'd have to go back and watch it again, but I just remember she did a good job at she just basically
it would be
debunking kind of the whole thing. But it's good. It's a good thing.
It might be worth it. The only I get the heebie-jeebies every time you say she debunked it, because it's like it feels like it's a Pavarotti thing. Pavarotti's already solved this case. He's already told us what it is. It's Candace has already told us what happened. I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to say, let me see her evidence before I go tell you Candace solved the crime. But I'm curious to see what she has to say, I guess, and go back and look at it again, especially because I remember the series pretty well, so it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll dig that out of the archive sometime and do that a little bit.
Okay.
I've been watching the most important true crime programs ever created the last few nights.
Oh shit!
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah. Like the TV series or something, or
no, the movie.
Oh yeah,
Sherlock Holmes, who's also a kung fu master.
Oh well, shit. There you go.
Have you seen those movies?
No.
Oh man, you gotta watch those, man. That guy solves crimes like nobody's business,
and kicks ass.
And he's a kung fu master, and he kicks the shit out of people.
Wow. Well, Dago got me on a new show already. He got me watching Landman. Now that's my new obsession. So my wife and I are watching Landman on a regular basis. Nothing to do with true crime whatsoever. But.
Right.
All right. Well, any last takers for coming up? I mean, last call for alcohol. What's going on? Anybody? Class? Bueller?
Let's see.
I finished The Keepers. What was The Keepers? I think didn't we talk about that?
We just talked about that.
Yeah,
but the nun that was
and Rhonda keeps insisting I saw it, and I don't remember it. I thought.
Are you're watching it again?
I've never seen it.
Oh, really? It's a good one, man.
Did you ever finish The Endless, Joe?
No, dude. I'm gonna have to do it when I have like time when I'm not tired, because during the work week it's like I get home and I have to get ready for the next day, and by the time I put anything on, I always fall asleep when I'm putting stuff on at night. So I'll have to watch it when it's in my queue. I'll have to watch it this weekend when I can just spend some time, and because that's the kind of movie you gotta pay attention to what's going on.
You can't finish The Endless. It's endless. That's funny.
Yeah, well, just at night, anything I put on, during the work week at night, I'm going to fall asleep on the couch.
Yeah,
every time.
It happens to me too.
That's hilarious. I am not one of those guys who can fall asleep to the TV being on, so I don't understand that. But I know lots of people who actually turn on the TV so they can go to sleep, and I don't understand that at all. Usually,
I don't fall asleep
people who
to
came
the
from
TV.
a big family.
I just always end up, if it's the end of the day at night, and and I put a movie on, I always fall asleep on the couch, and I wake up and I'm like half asleep, and I just go to bed from there. But I gotta watch it when I'm awake and I can really pay attention.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't want to stretch us out too long on a night that's a little lower speed, because again, we don't want to just make shit up. We're not sitting here to fucking make shit up. So I'm thinking about wrapping up, and also what Dago?
I thought that's what we were supposed to do, was make everything up.
Oh yeah, well yeah. If you want clicks, you just make shit up. But anyways,
whatever.
Don't get me started, man. Anyways, what was I going to say?
Just kidding.
I don't think we're going to do an after show tonight. I'm going to do some other work. I think tonight.
Maybe sleep.
Sure.
Maybe catch up on fucking sleep. I don't know.
Is that what you call it on St. Patty's Day? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah. This ain't coffee, bitch. So let's do this. Let's wrap up a little early. Let's go around the horn. Let's go Robin 1-1, Dago, JJ, and then we'll close for the night, and we'll get back at her again tomorrow night. So Robin, what do you have for closing thoughts for the evening?
Well, as always, it was a good conversation. Things might have been a little quiet as far as the cases went today, but we never lack for things to talk about on a usual basis. So we appreciate everyone coming out right now with us being at the new time. I think numbers are good. So I don't know. We'll have to keep evaluating, but I think it's working out pretty good. And we appreciate you tuning in, whether you're here live or on the replay crew. So it's much appreciated. And I hope everyone has a wonderful night. And thank you all for the well wishes regarding Essie and her surgery tomorrow. It's very, very appreciated.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, and hopefully that goes. I'm sure it will go very well.
I wish her well. Yes.
I wish her a speedy recovery as well.
Thank
Thank you very much. All right, what do you got?
One. Seahawks wants me to stay an extra hour. All right. If you guys want to do an after show, on
After
Terry
show,
stops, we can
Terry
do it.
stops. He's your man.
Class is in session.
Move on.
For hours.
All right. Should I do my intro?
Yeah.
My
Well,
St.
are you gonna do your
Patty's
intro? And I don't know. Yeah, go.
Okay,
you
I'll
can
do.
it.
I'll do it. It's not. It's
All
not that
right.
long, really.
All
It
right.
isn't. But
Do it. Do it.
okay.
No Terry stops.
Tonight, the world is painted green, shamrocks, celebration, luck. But not everything touched by green is lucky. Welcome back to Devil's Advocates, where we don't chase luck, we chase truth. On a night like this, St. Patrick's Day, people raise glasses, tell stories, and believe in the myth of fortune. And somehow, fate can be kind. That chaos can be softened by a little Irish luck. But here, we know better. Because behind every celebration, there are stories that didn't end in luck. Stories that didn't get saved. Stories where the outcome wasn't a four-leaf clover. It was something far darker. Tonight, while the world celebrates, we step into the shadows behind the celebration. Because luck doesn't solve crimes. Luck doesn't bring justice. And luck doesn't tell the truth. So we ask the questions others won't. Was it really chance, or was it something calculated? Was it coincidence, or something carefully hidden? And how many times has bad luck been used to explain away something far more sinister? This is the night where myths collide with reality, where folklore meets evidence, where celebration meets consequence. So pour your drink, but don't get comfortable. Because tonight we're not following the rainbow, we're digging at the other end of it. And sometimes what you find buried there isn't gold, it's the truth. This is Devil's Advocates.
A pot of gold, do you say?
Yes. All right. Thanks everyone for coming. Sorry I was late. Traffic sucks donkey balls here.
Donkey balls.
Yes.
Love that one.
I did not know. Maybe maybe in a week or two when I get my assigned car, I could.
Oh shit! Did your son stay up this whole time to listen to your monologues?
No. That would be funny, but no.
No.
All right. So thanks everyone for joining and being part of us. We love all of you and all the great, Dago's crew and Logan's crew and I guess JJ's soon-to-be crew. Everyone. So, all right. Here's my movie quote. There's a jungle cat in the bathroom. Holy fuck, he's not kidding. There's a tiger.
The Hangover.
God damn it.
JJ. Nice, JJ.
Good
JJ
job.
doesn't usually snag those early. He got that.
I was
one.
going to say it. He said it right as I opened my mouth.
JJ doesn't just know the Hangover; he's lived the Hangover. So yeah.
In a past
Nice.
life, yes.
Excellent. Dago, are you going to go on camera when you come up here? Or are you just going to do this? Okay, there you go. All right. What do you got?
Oh, yeah. Thank you all for joining us tonight.
You're
as
still
always.
thinking about the other thing comment from earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate everybody here as always, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. The moderators, you are amazing as always. Thank you for being here. I hope everybody has an amazing and safe, happy St. Patrick's Day. Thank you guys so very much for coming in here night after night after night to listen to the things that we have to break down with you. You guys are amazing. So thank you again to Lee and 11, JJ, Robin, for having me here tonight. Thank you, Rhonda, for what you do in the background as well. Don't want to leave you out. You guys are also very much appreciated. And guys, don't forget, as always, to love yourselves and love each other. Don't change nothing because you are the beautiful people.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Another good night in the bag. We're making it a routine. And JJ, what do you got for this evening's close?
All right. Thank you, advocates. Thank you, denizens, meatballs, believers, and the great mods. We always appreciate the work that the mods do. They're badass. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think tonight we had a missed opportunity, DA.
Oh, shit. Why? What happened?
Well, you weren't tipping a few.
Right. Yeah.
Your last name's Farrell, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It could be like an O'Farrell. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
My ancestors are rolling in their graves that I wasn't tipping a few, so I'm really in no position to call you out. But anyway, just kidding. Yeah, I look forward to the next. I'll be back on Friday and Saturday, and hopefully, once going forward, as I've said before, I'm gonna try to be on more whenever I can. My schedule will change, and it might free up some more nights. I hope I can, because when I'm not here, I feel out of touch with everybody.
Yeah, and I know our people miss you when you're not here. So if you can get on more often, we will all appreciate it, because people like having your vibe here. I like having your vibe here. So yeah.
And I listen to you guys, even if I'm not commenting a lot. I always listen to the streams when you guys are on, and I'm not up on the stream.
We see you sometimes in the chat. Peeping from the shadows.
Yeah.
That's JJ's handler in the back.
My handlers has got me keeping an eye on you guys. Don't you worry. So I'm over your shoulder watching. But anyway, good night to everybody, and I'll see you guys on Friday.
All right. Perfect. All right. And for me, I will sign off for the evening. We'll be back again tomorrow night at the same time, the same new time, which is 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That makes 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I realize that seems like it's arrogant to not talk about the rest of the world, like they don't exist, and only list U.S. times. But we're in the U.S., so we're just going to cover that, because I can't cover every time zone in the world in my monologue. But for the rest of you, I hope that you're still checking it out. If you check us out on replay, make sure you let us know. Lots of stuff is in the works. We're always working on things. So we will be back with more tomorrow night, hopefully a full panel again. And until the meantime, have a great night, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.